Welcome to Thinkin, a podcast series by Kautilya School of Public Policy.
Welcome to Kautilya School of Public Policy. You are listening to Policy Podcast. India is primarily an agrarian economy, and as we know that most of the farmers are small and marginal, and they have been grappling with multitude of problems in the last couple of years, like problem of meager price and in not having good market for that. And as we know that there have been a lot of policies have been put in place, but we are struggling to have a good income for the farmers. We also listen success stories of aggregator business like Ola, Uber, and Oyo. But have you ever heard about a success story in the agricultural sector of aggregator business? Today we have with us a very special guest, Mr. Vilas Shinde, the chairman and managing director of Sahyadri Farms. Viewers, Sahyadri Farms is India's leading agribusiness farmer producing company, and it is based out of Nashik. Welcome, sir, to our policy podcast.
Thank you.
Sir, we would like to know about your background. Has agriculture always been your passion? How did you get into agriculture?
First of all, Avnumbar, thank you for your invitation. As you given the background about today's subject, I think agriculture, you know that almost 60% our population still depends on agriculture. My background is actually I came from the a joint family which was completely dependent on agriculture. My father and my five uncle all were doing farming, specifically in vegetables and also along with that grapes near Nashik in village Adgaon. So I came from this background. During my college days, in my junior college days, 11th and 12th days, my thought was on around this my farming background. So I was looking after all the challenges faced by family and also in our village the situation because of the agriculture devastated economy. So this thought came in my mind during that period that why I should not do my career in agriculture itself, and also how I can help my family and also my community in any possible way to change their life. So with that thought, then I took admission for agriculture engineering BTech course in Rauri, MPKV Rauri University in 1991. And then I completed my graduation from the MPKV Rauri, and also the post-graduation I did in the same university with specialization in soil and water conservation engineering. So during these days, college days, and also during my post-graduation days, I also realized that water is a one main challenge. Soil and water conservation is a one main challenge in Maharashtra. Almost 80% our villages are struggling for assured water source, and for that soil and water conservation subject and this watershed integrated development is a crucial part. So during that period, I made my mind that I will focus on watershed development, integrated village development concept like Ralegan Siddhi or Hure Bazar. We can develop our village or other villages in that line. So I will spend my life for this purpose. So this thought also develop along with my own agriculture economy development. So with these two thoughts, then I decided that I will give my full life for these two movement. So then the further journey started.
Thank you, sir. Very interesting journey. Coming back to Sahyadri Farms, we see the numbers, and numbers are absolutely astonishing that your revenues are around more than 500 crore. You're having around 10,000 farmers, and you're covering the 25,000 acre land. So how did you get here? What is the success mantra for the Sahyadri? Could you please just elaborate on that?
Today, definitely the numbers are big numbers, and everybody is looking after Sahyadri as a success story. But if you see the last 25 years, my journey, the first 10 years period, I did whatever the experiments in agriculture as a farmer and also as a social entrepreneur. Most of the experiments were failed, and that experiments failed due to different reasons. It was not just one reason. There were multiple reasons, from market side challenges, some natural resources management issues, capital issues, or some technical issues, some agri input issues. So multiple issues actually I on personal faced on personal level, and which made me almost 75 lakhs losses in my first 10 years period on my individual farming side. And during that period, I also realized that if I'm not doing successful farming on individual level, how I can change my community's life, or how I can give advice to the farmer in any watershed development project. So that was a big challenge for me on personal level. And during that phase, I tried to find out where is actually the issue. If I'm doing hard work, I'm doing passionately, and also I'm doing it in professional manner, but still I'm actually making losses in agriculture, and every time the challenge is different. So that time the thought came in my mind that this is because of my personal inabilities. On personal level, there are some issues or some capability related challenges which I need to solve it. I'm not having that much strength to fight with multiple challenges, and for that I need to create a strength, and that strength with individual capacity is very difficult. So I need to create a bigger scale, and for that community effort, or the people coming together in the model like Amul, that is the only solution. So community wise ecosystem, so that understanding built during my first 10 years failure period. And then one another thought that though we are a small farmer, but we need to understand that market is looking after farming or any food industry in different way. Market, or as a consumer, is always preferring base quality product and with the base price. So how to make this possible? For that, we need to improve efficiency, and efficiency at different level, and that is possible only with the integrated approach. So with this thought, that integrated approach from sowing to the market, and also with the scale, for that the collective approach. So with this thought, then further journeys started with grapes. As a grape, we started to build a ecosystem from my own farm, harvest to pack house, and then market for Europe market, and then also taking together around 10 farmers in 2004. So that journey then gave background to the Sahyadri, and then Sahyadri from the beginning, from in 2010, when we formed Sahyadri Farmers Producer Company, our thoughts were very clear. Along with my team, everybody was clear that we have to build a strong ecosystem in our crops, mainly in grapes, and also in next phase in horticulture crops. That ecosystem should have capacity to fighting global competition on all standards, whether it is quality parameters or any social parameters, or also on the financial terms. So with this thought, then Sahyadri journey developing last 10 years period.
Great. So you mentioned about the Amul. Now, Sahyadri Farms is being considered as Amul in fruits and vegetable. And in the last month, we had Ambassador Sarna. He was ambassador to UK, and he was telling about the stringent regulation in Europe and UK. So have you ever faced difficulties in the regulation, because European Union has very stringent regulation, particularly for grapes and other horticultural crops. So what was your experience about this export to European continent?
We formed Sahyadri Farms in 2011, and actually the background for that one was, along with as I mentioned, two main reason. One was that in Europe market we faced one big disaster in 2010 season. European Union rejected Indian grapes during that season. because of one non-compliancing residue monitoring their food safety system. One chemical which was used in grapes during that year, it was actually a growth regulator, and that growth regulator was found above minimum residue level in Europe. And due to that, almost 2,500 containers were blocked by European Union authorities in that year, and that made almost 250 crores loss to the grape industry. So that year, actually, on personal level also, I faced a big loss, almost 6.5 crores lost I made that year because of this issue. This issue was because of our government's government agencies negligence and failure to comply the system, because European Union's complete grape export is handled by controlled by APEDA, which is the central government's main export promotion body, and also at state level agriculture department, and Nashik grapes, which is the main residue monitoring agency. So because of their negligence, actually this mistake made. Almost all the grapes were tested, but they just actually missed the testing of that particular chemical, and unfortunately that chemical found above minimum residue level. So that year, actually, we also realized that we need our own strong ecosystem. We should not depend on government for any such compliances or any to fulfill any standard. We should have our internal strength on this parameter also. So that again give a strong background for Sahyadri formation, that when we are going in a global market, we should have our own control systems for any country where we are doing business. We have to fulfill their standards. We have to all the whatever the customer is expectation, we have to match all that standard, and we should have that internal strength. So accordingly, then we develop our own systems, our own traceability system, our own agronomy control systems, also testing systems. So that then made us a foolproof system. Because of that, in last 10 years period, we have not any issues, such issue in any country, not only in UK, everywhere, whether we are doing export now to 42 countries, and everywhere we are having all the compliances by that from our side. Almost 22 certifications we have on the food safety side. So I think now the system is foolproof, and that's why that Sahyadri's overall business is day by day increasing.
Great. So coming back to the FPC model, it is a new model. Okay, so we have earlier something called as a cooperative movement, and which was very important for rural development. And some states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat, they had seen the success of cooperative movement, but nowadays it is failing. There has been a crisis. There is increasing politicization, bureaucratization. So how do you differentiate FPC with cooperative model, and do you see any sort of challenges for FPC in like cooperative?
Basically, cooperative, traditional cooperative societies or cooperative any organization and farmer producer company, both having same purpose. The objective is similar. The core purpose that farmers should come together and they should create their own system with collective. They are creating strength, and because of that, they can fighting market or in any, they can handle any their challenges. So the purpose is same, and also the legal structure wise, if you see in cooperative and in farmer producer company, two basic principles are same, that everyone is having equal voting right, irrespective of share capital. Nobody is bigger, nobody is small, everybody is equal, though they are having multiple different shares, but one person, one vote. So that is the basic principle is same in both organization. And another is that only farmer or only producer can become a shareholder in this organization. So these are both equal objectives or principles. The objective is also similar, that you are coming together for your to solve your common problems, and then professionally, if you are handling that problem, then everybody will be in a win-win situation. But in traditional cooperative, as we know, as you already said, that most of the cooperatives failed because of the different utilization of the structures for political purpose, or for any personal, any leaders, his personal any agenda. Also, a lot of cooperatives failed due to the inefficiency on management side. Then the typical issues like corruption, or then also the using organization like family business. So that all the issues, along with the government's uh, unnecessary control in every decision, that actually made most of the cooperatives fail. So I think the Pharma Producer Company, this law came in 2002 only because of this reason. That one thing is clear in India, as a farmer, if you are coming together, you are creating scale, then only you can survive. But in this traditional structure, already people are facing another challenges. By coming together, if there is a solution, then I think everybody will be happy. But that is not happening. So the reasons which are actually making cooperative fails, the traditional cooperatives, for that, what is the option? So with that, then this producer company concept was developed. This actually concept actually came because of the recommendation of Dr. Y.K. Alag committee, which was forming in 1998 as a cooperative reform committee. And from their recommendation, this law was passed in 2002. And the thought was clear behind this law, that same cooperative, but if it is registered in Company Act, then it will have a professional approach. Also, the political utilization of such structures that can be avoided. Also, freedom will be there for the promoter, that which member they want to make as a shareholding organization, whether it will be from one village or from the multiple village, whether they want to create crop-wise structures. There will be multiple options, and that freedom will be with the promoter. So the flexibility, I think that actually is a main difference between traditional cooperative and farmer producer company. Government's unnecessary involvement, that is also one big difference in producer company. In day-to-day decision, there is no government's role. As a company registrar, definitely control is there, but it is not in day-to-day operation. And also in better way, this organization can be handle, manage. So definitely better success success percentage is possible compared to the traditional cooperative. So you can say in
Great.
one word, it is a modern cooperative, or
Indeed.
the latest version of the cooperative.
Indeed, sir. Now, coming to the question of income, now our Prime Minister has set very ambitious target of doubling farmers' income, and now we are in 2022. Still, that dream seems to be very difficult to achieve. Suppose if I am a member of Sahyadri Farms as a farmer, how my income would be different from the general farmer? What is the big difference? What is the margin over there?
So basically, as a producer company, we understand that our challenge is at three level. One is how we can improve efficiency at production level. So the quality and productivity, it should be at par with the global standard, or with any competing country. And our cost of production should be based, or it should be minimum. So our overall production cost per unit should be based in the global market. So that is the one challenge. So agronomy related challenges, and also other challenges that we are handling on day-to-day basis. Another challenge is on post-harvest level, how we can minimize our losses after harvest, and how we can create efficiency and better value for our members. And third is at market level. So at market level, with direct consumer approach, or direct also by doing the export through our own organization, and also with the negotiation power, how we can improve our value at marketing, sales marketing level. So all these three challenges are equally important, and we are handling all these challenges in integrated way. And because of that, at least 25% additional income compared to any other farmer, that is obviously we can assure to our member. And actually the logic is clear. As a farmer, I should not be in loss, as I am multiplying naturally in 1 to 100 times because of the natural ratio. One seed is giving 100 seeds. So there should not be losses, but losses are happening because there are multiple leakages, and that leakages are controlled by because of the organization strength. So obviously, then you are instead of loss, you are moving towards surplus profitability. And as organization is owned by a farmer, so the profit is again shared within the members as a part of dividend or as a part of patronage bonus.
Great, sir. So you mentioned about supply chain and leakages and losses. So I would like to know about how Sahyadri is trying to manage its supply chain. Do you have any trained professionals, and what sort of technology you are using for your supply chain?
So as a Sahyadri, we are focusing on multiple marketing channels. One is the export channel, and then also on one another institutional sales. Third is how we can reach to the small retailer through our own supply chain. And fourth is our direct consumer approach. On supply chain side, we have planned to reach throughout the country with our own brand, and how we can distribute our product throughout the country with the control on overall supply chain, as we are handling perishable commodities. So multiple issues are always there in supply chain, losses or dump, also some cheating from the trader side on point. So now we have made a complete supply chain as a digital platform. All our actually all the produce is handled through digital platform. Sahyadri has invested in digital technology. In Nashik, we have one incubation center run by Tata TCS Foundation. So through that incubation center, one startup they focus on supply chain side, where Sahyadri mentored them, also guided them, and also invested on that there in that startup. And the product is now owned by Sahyadri. So that actually product is giving us full control on the supply chain side. Also, the transparency is given to the farmer and also to the trader. So prices are worked out on a transparent basis. And so because of that, we are now successful to reduce our losses by 10 to 15%, and also reach has reached to more than 20,000 retailers. So one side we are yeah, actually making our business day by day by in bigger way, and also it is becoming efficient due to the technology intervention.
Okay, sir. Sir, we are running out of time, so we'll have two quick questions. So my question is about how did you convince the farmers? Because before joining MPP, I was also working with the farmers, and I know it is very difficult to sell an idea to the farmers. So how did you get farmers, so many farmers on the board?
So basically, you see, in a rural area, actually trust is the main issue. Nobody is ready to trust on each other, and that is because of their past experience. So I focus on the action part instead of just talking on the concept. Instead of just giving the lecture, better to do the actual whatever the your thought, just to try to implement it. And if you are creating real difference in day-to-day life of your nearby farmers, so with their experience itself, then the trust starts building. So in initial period from 10 farmers to 100 farmers, that period almost 6 years I spent on creating the complete confidence, and also creating the complete ecosystem. And because of that farmers experience, then the further story was easy, because everybody was clear about the where the Sahyadri is going, what is the benefit to join Sahyadri. So then because of this actual action, I think trust was built in the initial period, and that helped Sahyadri to reach to this level.
Great. Sir, one more question about the challenges to FPO or FEC. What are the challenges that you see? Because our country is very diverse. It's very huge. The district I come from, Sangli, there are a lot of farmers producing companies in the same domain. So we need a lot of Sahyadris. One Sahyadri is not enough. In country like us, we need hundreds of Sahyadris. So what are the challenges, and what can be done to make others FPC successfully?
So basically, the mainly if you see the most of the UPCs form currently are as part of government programs. Most of the UPCs, they are just looking after subsidy and changing the all the farmer members' life. So their contribution is equally important. That is actually the first important factor. And for that, then the right thought that this organization we have built for our to solve our own problem. So for that, we should take first lead. We should not depend upon government. We should not expect from government on capital side or for market side. We should create our own strength on that front. So I think that thought is important. So intention and then also vision and capability of the promoter, the key people, that is an important factor. So that is missing in most of the FPCs. So if with these thoughts, if somebody is coming to change the in the rural community's life, so definitely then he will get same success because the problems are same. Community wise, maybe a little bit here and there, but I think the leadership, the people who are running the APC, their thought process, I think, is a one important challenge for most of the APC. Second is how we can bring technology and capital in overall agriculture ecosystem. So that through APC model, I think that is also most of the people are missing. They don't understand the importance of technology in today's world. Every sector, if you see, most of the changes happen because of the technology. It is not because of the government policy. Because of the technology, most of the sectors are evolved, or the changes happening in that sector. In agriculture, also same thing is going to happen. So we need to understand technology's role. So APC as a APC promoter, how we can integrate different technologies throughout the value chain, and then also capital, how we can bring in APC movement. I think that is a one big challenge because as a farmer member, everybody is having a capital issue. So it's not easy to raise capital only within the member. So the how to make the basic capital, paid up capital strong at APC level. I think that one big issue most of the APCs are facing, and that is also, I think, that problem also is definitely possible to solve because as in agriculture itself, that strength is having there, but you need a complete strong business model where the members are getting surplus value. If they are getting surplus value, obviously that surplus value, it can be written as a paid up capital or as a reserve in APC, and through that then capital will not be issue. So I think these three factors: talent, how we can bring in the APC movement; capital, how we can bring in the APC movement; and technology. So these three factors, I think everybody if clearly understand, then there should not be any issue.
Great, sir. So, sir, final question. What is your vision for Sahyadri? How do you see Sahyadri after 10 years? And what would be your advice for youngsters who are looking to get into agro business?
So as a Sahyadri, our vision is clear that like Amul, which is the biggest brand in India now in milk sector as a cooperative, though they are cooperative, but they are the biggest brand in milk sector. So in horticulture sector also, how we can become a strong brand owned by farmer and as a nationally recognized brand and also internationally recognized brand. So that is our thought. It will not be just focused on grape, but as a horticulture produce. So we are working on that line. I think in today's world, as we know, still 50% people are dependent on agriculture, and the youngster who are coming from this farming background, they know the pain and the challenges of their community, their family. If they are running away from the challenges, if they are looking for other opportunities, I think that is a big failure on personal level. So as a youngster, specifically from the farmer community, if they understand that this is their duty to fight for these challenges, to fight against all these odds, instead of running away from agriculture sector, they should stand up there and they should focus to solve these agriculture problems as their duty. I think through that, then real change we can see in coming periods in agriculture and also in rural area.
Yes, very inspiring message, sir. Thank you very much for joining us at Kautilya School of Public Policy. It was very wonderful conversation, and I hope that viewers will they will be getting very insightful things from this conversation. Thank you very much, sir, indeed.
Thank you, Adambar. Thank you, your team. Thank you.
Yeah.